Hi everyone and welcome. So I am Suprajit and this is my submission for the Daruka Art Hackathon. The challenge was asked us to build a scalable and scientifically defensible ML pipeline to support audit-ready reporting. But in real-world ecological monitoring, just predicting a species is not enough. The real challenge is estimating prediction uncertainty and knowing exactly which clips to send to an ecological expert for review. So today I will show you a pipeline we engineered that not only detects avian species using a deep learning baseline but rigorously evaluates its own confidence to automate large-scale monitoring. So this is the repository of the project. Here you can find the project structure and it's a readme file which contains all the informations for installation and other files required. So this is our VS Code interface and here we are using the Jupyter notebook environment. On the left hand side you can see the entire project structure. So our architecture is built for clean data engineering. So when the raw audio is dropped into this data folder, our pre-processing engine uses pydub and FFmpeg to losslessly normalize compressed files into standard wave files. For our inference engine we have used BirdNet library deep learning baseline. By leveraging a highly robust pre-trained CNN, we bypassed the need for basic feature extraction, which allowed us to focus our computing power and engineering on advanced uncertainty logic. So how do we handle model confusion? Instead of relying directly on raw confidence drop-offs, we implemented Shannon Entropy. So we normalized the model top's prediction into a probability distribution. If the entropy exceeds 1.5 bits, the pipeline knows it is confused and flags the clip for expert review. But what if the model is highly confident but it is hearing a dog sound? To solve this, we completely decoupled our logic from our rules. This config.json file, which you can see, contains all the non-avian species and their background noises. It contains around 100 plus files, names. So if the model detects any one of these, it immediately strips our final biodiversity count. So let's see it in action. So for that, we'll move towards our execution part. Here you can see the execution cell which contains the class name here and the data directory mentioned as the data folder which will contain all the files. Here we have provided some files for sample testing. So we just have to mention the name of the file that we want to test. So for that, let's test site one data. So just type the name. It supports both MP3 and WAV audio files and other formats which are widely used. To start running our notebook, we just start executing each and every cell. Yes, now we'll run the execution cell. Behind the scenes, it converts the audio slices into MEL spectrograms, which calculates the entropies and cross-references our JSON list, and then deletes temporary files so we don't bloat out on our storage. So here you can see it shows successful on site 1 data. These are the output results, and these output results are directly stored in the output folder. The pipeline automatically creates a file named results.json to store each individual testing data and their output. So if we try on another file, let's say suppose we want to check for site 2 data, just type the name correctly with the proper extension, just execute the cell, and here we get our analysis. So it shows successful. We did output and you can see the output is also stored here in the result.json file. Let's check for another one. It was successful for site tree data as well, and it gets stored here in the JSON file. Now let's test for a different file. Suppose let's test for a traffic file. It contains audio collected during a traffic scene. Yes, we can see it detects the species as engine, and this result is also stored in our JSON file. Here we have tried to properly organize the data in a proper structure, and also we have placed a result.json file inside output folders, which could store all the outputs one by one, and this helps us in removing clutterness and redundancy in our project structure, so that the entire project structure looks well cleaned enough and easy to understand by every user. So moving forward, we plan to implement ensemble verification by running ambiguous clips through a generalized environmental model like YAMNet for multi-model consensus. The rest of the part for installation and the running the model on another system. Yeah, so this was the demonstration of our project. Thank you for watching.